Hi, welcome everyone. Probably not many people, but whoever's watching, thank you. And support the channel. Please like, share, or comment. Love to hear your comments as well. Please be kind though, because I'm sensitive. But today I'm going to talk about this popular trending topic called Christ consciousness. So we're hearing a lot about this, like the coming of Christ consciousness. Um, and a lot of people are sort of trying to relate it to religion, saying that Christ is coming back, but he's not coming back physical form. It's like the his energy. Um, but I want to say that so not everyone's gonna love this, but Christ consciousness is no different than love. Period. It's the same thing. You can even call it like source. It's just love. The actual energy of source is love. So oh, this return of Christ consciousness is really like a return to love. We've been living in our heads for so long, so much fear, so much like trying to manipulate to like get ahead, this like competitive nature. um the mind likes to like strategize, think of ways, and be sort of like um manipulative in a way. And like the heart is like very much for the right reasons, like I'm not going to sell my soul for money anymore type feeling vibe. um so we're going to do what feels right for us. We're going to say that I'm not going to do that because it doesn't align with me, or it's not worth the money anymore. So money is very much like a head driven thing as well. Like there's a healthy balance. And I think that's a whole nother topic, which I do want to cover, is like um, people promoting like this energy of money and like abundance and stuff like that. So that's a totally different topic. But as far as Christ consciousness, yes, there is this like return to love, not necessarily Christ. So people like to throw in the word Christ because they're still seeing through the lens of their like um, growing up, their background in history and religion, and specifically Catholicism. I'm not really sure if anyone else says Christ in any religion, any other religion. Please comment and let me know. But that I'm aware of, I don't think they call anyone else Christ besides uh, a Catholicism. So I think there's just this tiny attachment people still have to it. It's a lot of people coming out of the traditional religion, but yet still wanting to like hold on to something. So they're calling it Christ consciousness. Um, it's really just love and the energy of love. And yes, there is a growing number of people sort of waking up and realizing that they have the power to also be love. So just like Christ, or AKA Jesus, AKA a lot of different beautiful people in the world can have the ability to embody love, we are now realizing that we have that ability as well, which is a great thing. You're starting to realize that like you can be what, like, Jesus is a great role model, but like you can be that without worshiping someone else. Like you are now worshiping in yourself. You're now stepping up to the plate and being the person that you are worshiping type vibe. Okay, so it's love. Christ consciousness, ugh, love. Okay, it's really simple. People love to like attach the story, love to attach different words. I think love is a universal word still. We don't have like nobody religion or no one really owns it, so it's a really nice like equal word that everyone can sort of relate to. So I would love to see people start using the word love over Christ. I I don't know if your message will hit home as hard as if you continue to use the word Christ consciousness. Just saying. With that being said, I wanted to channel some of the I'm starting to work on some channeling, more like trying to get in touch with some type of guide to receive answers. Right now, I currently just tap into, I think, like the quantum energy. I sort of just read the energy that's happening. I don't really um, talk to a specific person. So maybe that'll change in the future, but so far this has worked. And energy can also always change, so it's hard to really be exact. I think if anyone, even if you go see a reading from somebody, you have the ability to change the energy that's discussed in that reading. So it's really never fixed. But with that being said, I kind of wanted to meditate on, or a channel. I actually just asked what I should channel, and it was like trends for 2024 as far as like in my industry and like overall like healing and things that we will be discussing more and people will be waking up to more and like digging into more. And I was shown like the rise of astral travel, which I think is, we can all say we've sort of been we now understand what for some of us have been doing for our whole lives. It's a new word, kind of, for me at least. So astral traveling, where lots of people are going to be exploring that, doing that more often. I think that like technology has sort of like primed us for this. I myself, at least, have been sort of this type of person who has the ability to lock in on something and my whole energy is able to connect with it. And so when you have a phone, a lot of people, when they're on their phone, are doing that. Like they're really locked in, they're really drawn and engaged on the phone. It's captivating. It's got your full attention. You are reading you more than you probably would on the street. You're engaging more, you're viewing more, and reading people's energy more, interesting enough. So I do think the phone has sort of primed us for this ability to leave our bodies more and travel without leaving the body. With our, like, we're able to go, when we watch on something on our phone, we can kind of like imagine us being there. We're kind of like in their energy field. So it's kind of like the same thing, astral travel, but maybe a little bit deeper. But I think it's like prepped us for that. So it's like kind of like a good thing. It's a little bit of a positive spin that technology has brought to us. At least that's what I was shown. I also think that building a connection to your guides is something that a lot of us will be doing this year. Personally, I have always wanted to, but like didn't really know how to. So I was shown that we really just need to ask and give permission to our guides, because they can't just like come without the permission. So we really need to allow that to happen. And yeah, that'll be something unfolding for myself personally. I would like to do that. Healing broken relationships, specifically female conflicts or any old conflicts. So I think that there's this old energy of competition, and I suffer from this too as well, like getting caught up in competing and being like, when I see someone else's energy rise, it really inspires me to do the same. But like, it needs to be more of an inspirational, like uplifting versus like a feeling like, oh, I have to do this to compete type thing. Like there's a difference. Like we don't have to react to everyone else's success or energy. We can just simply watch it and let it happen and like be happy for them without needing to feel the rise as well. But also we might feel the inspiration to rise as well, and like, not copy, but do something with like your spin on it. I think that will be, because we're starting to become comfortable with the idea that we can all do it in our own way. There's not too many of us. I think I struggled with that as well. Like there's so many healers and teachers out there. Like, why is there something that I want to get involved with? And it's like nobody can do it like I can, though, or like that I have to give what I've been through. So like, yes, we can all do it if you want to. Not everyone should or is called to do that. So it's really like, you know, staying true to who you are and your path and what you feel called to do. And also what you're natural at. This definitely is something I'm natural at, always have. I've struggled to really accept that. That's been my problem. So yes, more healers, that's great. Also, like returning energy. So I think there's this been like for forever, energy sort of transfers from person to person. And like, so somebody hurts your feelings, we're kind of stunned, we don't know what to do about that, maybe we're quiet, and then we try to move on and not deal with it, and it's still there, but then we end up like hurting someone else. So we've and the energy just like transfers on, like generation to generation, even like daily life, friends to friends, instead of like really like returning that energy back and be like, no, I'm not going to accept that comment, like not today. And whether how we deal with that, I'm not entirely sure, like the confrontation part, but I think that will be more like a direct, like someone's giving you energy, nope, I'm giving it right back, dealing with it, nipping it in the bud right there at that moment. And so that person, what they do with that, now that's interesting. Are they going to give it back to their mom that hurt them or wherever it came from? Maybe they may be deceased, so that's something they'd have to deal with a healer to like heal. But so yeah, it's like we're no longer transferring our hurt to other people. And I think we're more aware of when somebody hurt us. Like we're able to be like, no, nuh-uh, that's not true, or that was a sly comment, or that didn't make me feel good. I don't appreciate that comment. Those are great things to say. More agreement towards people. So interesting, because there's been so much like build up for this year, but like I don't see it. I don't see like the chaos. So I see a lot more like agreements and people getting along more and seeing eye to eye more. Hopefully that's true. Obviously not 100%, but hopefully that's the energy is going to come true for that. Yeah, closing the divide. So there's been such a divide for pretty much since 2020 of like this polarizing divide, and I think we're starting to close that gap a little bit, starting to become more whole again, seeing eye to eye, not necessarily like labeling people as a certain genre or like Democrat versus Republican, like we're just kind of all want the same thing type vibe. And that would be great to see. Maybe we'll just all be independents for now on. I mean, that would be great too. That kind of led me down the election path. And I couldn't tell. Like, I feel like it's undecided still. And I know that's like a cop-out answer. Some people are like saying Biden, but like, I do think that it's going to be between Biden and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Like, I think those two will be more of a hit than Trump, unfortunately. I don't know. That's just like the feeling I'm getting. I don't think Trump will win just because I think he's going to lose. I think he has a minority popularities. Like, at this point, I think people are kind of like sick of him. Like, all right, I've given you 8 years. I've tried. I need to move on, type thing. And you know, he might have been. He did his job. He really did. He brought some light to some things that were corrupt and need fixed. And so I think in totality, he did his mission here. I'm kind of leaning towards Robert F. Kennedy, RFK Jr. Like, I kind of think he might win. And I know, like, nobody's saying that, but I'm getting this vibe that he might. And it would be amazing if he did. Like, it would close the divide. It would change. Everyone would feel like they could breathe if that happens. So I hope that does happen. Lots of ego deaths. And it's hard to say. I just think the dark night of the soul is like gonna be experienced, and we're gonna need some more support from that. At least I've been called to like provide support for that. I myself have been through a couple, and I've been guided for me to talk about that more. So I will do a video on, write that down, video on ego death and the dark night of the soul, because I've been through a couple, and they're not fun. They really aren't. And you absolutely need support through it. It's not something I would advise. If you can do it on your own, it would be extremely painful and difficult, and it could be scary. So that's something I think that people will experience, and the outcome at the end of it, it'll be for the good though. Like, don't be afraid of it if it's starting to happen and you feel yourself going into the darkness. That's the best thing you can do. If you're feeling called to it and you're feeling like you're being pulled, and like other people, I'm starting to talk about it, but just a little snippet, if people are starting to like prevent you from going there, and they're like, don't do it, here, do this instead, go see a doctor, whatever, you're welcome to, but there's a part of you that maybe knows that you need to go there. And if that is you, then you need to go there. Okay, that's just a preview. Let me see. My handwriting is like atrocious, by the way, and I think it's just like my mind just works really fast, and I don't have patience for writing. I'm like, can I just like telepath this stuff? So more support, more education. So we need more support. People need more support in a way where it's not just, I put verse education. So it's not just reading material as much as it is for people to come and actively participate in discussion as with a topic. They need to express what they're feeling and experiencing without judgment, and being able to openly talk about this stuff so that it's not labeled anymore. I also don't see money as this is a weird topic too, which I want to do a video on, is money. Am I the only one that feels like money is kind of I want to say like dark energy, I guess. Like maybe there's some room for me to grow on that, but I do feel like I feel more free without it, and there's something to be said without doing things for money. So maybe that's the key, is like not doing things for money, but yet still like allowing it to come in. But I don't know, I just don't see like the value in money. I see it falling, like just in general, like we don't need a lot of things anymore, and this might be far down the line, like 10 years down the line, like not really working for money. And we're like bartering and just doing the bare minimum, what you need, helping people, and doing like your job in your community. So I don't know, we'll see about that one. And then the last thing, strengthening your intuition is going to be popular, which is never a bad thing. And then also like communicating more with objects and things. So like trees, like having conversations with them, like learning and really like being able to communicate with things. Not necessarily like out of this world, which people do, like aliens. I'm talking about like just things in this physical world that you can communicate with that we didn't realize that we could before. So that's fun, and I think that would be something in the future I'd like to get into as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video and gave me some suggestions of things to talk about. Obviously, I'm not like some amazing psychic or anything. I just channel like the energy, and I know that maybe it'll change though. I don't know. The more I do this, so we'll see. Stay with me. Thank you. Have a good day.